So every day is a new opportunity for something new to annoy you. I came in on Sunday to try and get a head start on this one. And I use this computer most of the time for tuning. Sometimes I use this one. But this one would download the file from the car and then no longer would upload. And tried 1,000 different things, nothing would work, scanner wouldn't connect. But it was connecting enough to pull the VIN number and stuff, so there was some sort of communication. Eventually I gave up on this one after trying new cables and fuses and anything you can really think of. And just for the hell of it, I tried this computer. It would pull the file out and then it would load the new file. So I thought I was good to go. Switched back to this computer and this one was working. And then after a flash or two, neither one would work. And after a whole bunch of time and everything else, this one finally started working and now appears to be working pretty normal. So I'm hoping that that doesn't turn into this taking 1,000 hours each time we need to do a new flash. So it's always something. Alright, this thing seems to be running okay now. I'm going to pull it out, throw a Hellcat on the dyno real quick for some just baseline horsepower numbers. And then we'll bolt this thing up and see what we can get ourselves into. So we have a stock 6.0 block, heads cam, Pro Charger. I'm not real sure how much boost it's going to make. And it's got a Brian Tooley stage 4 cam in it, so not sure how well that's going to work with the blower. 411 gears, manual trans. Just switched everything over to 2-bar speed density and 80-pound injectors. Hoping we'll make pretty conservative 500 horsepower, but we'll see how it goes. So the first run was a bit of a disaster. I guess the MSD two-step thing isn't working right, and it just had a limiter at 3,500 RPM. So just raise that up real high, like $9,000 or something, just to kind of disable it and try it again. Just gonna try and make a little half run. Hopefully it'll rev up this time. Guess I revved it somewhere around 5,000 RPM or so. Just progressively getting richer the higher it revved. I pulled a bunch of timing out for whatever reason, got to figure that one out. And super rich. It made about 6 psi. That'll probably increase a little bit as I continue to rev it. All in all, for a first stab at it, I'll take it. Coolant temp's a little higher than I'd like it to be. I've been doing a bunch of steady state stuff, so that's probably why. We'll give it a few minutes to cool down with the big fan on it, and we'll try it again. Looks like intercooler pipe blew off I'm assuming when I let off the throttle, because everything in the log did not show that happening. All of the clamps were, I guess, what I would consider to be pretty loose. Just snugged all those up. You can't even see the supercharger or get to anything. It's 100 horsepower more than what we were shooting for. I'll take it. So leaned it out a little bit. You can see it started picking up, and then obviously revved it higher. And it's like power was continuing to go up to about 6,400 RPM or so. Now to look at the log and see what kind of tweaking it needs, but we've made the power it needs to make, so now it's just a matter of making sure everything's good to go. It's actually still really rich. Got the computer to quit pulling timing, and I always start out with pretty much no timing in it just to make sure everything's good. So I don't know, this might actually end up making a few more horsepower. We'll see. So I actually carried the RPM or the horsepower out a few hundred RPM further. So that's pretty cool. Here's the difference with a little timing, a little change in the fueling. It's still a little rich out past 6,000 RPM, so I'll pull what I need to out there, but I'm going to call it good here as far as trying to make power. Yeah, with how much that just picked up, with how little I did, this thing could probably flirt with 700 horsepower, but getting kind of close to the limits on the injector, and I really don't like pushing 93 octane unless we have to, and considering we're up 150 horsepower from where I guess the goal was, you know, this is a nice safe stopping point. So obviously I'm pretty happy with this, and hopefully the customers as well. Sometimes you forget to check and make sure that the boost was the same. You know, when you make changes, sometimes the boost will go up a pound or something like that, and you think, you know, whether for fueling or timing changes you made the power, but you know, obviously if the boost goes up, usually that's gonna be why the power went up, but we're exactly the same on the boost, and you know, 40 horsepower or whatever that is, so should be pretty cool. So peak power is made at 9, I guess you can call that 10 psi.